MrBeast is in the center of a lawsuit with allegations such as sexual harassment, but it goes further than that, with claims of unsafe working conditions, unpaid wages, and even denied basic necessities, like food and medical care. 5 contestants have taken legal action, filing a lawsuit against both MrBeast and Amazon.
One of the world's best-known online personalities, MrBeast, faces a lawsuit this morning. The suit, which seeks to be certified as a class action lawsuit, accuses MrBeast production company and Amazon Studios of, quote, chronic mistreatment and sexual harassment of contestants in an upcoming reality show.
MrBeast teamed up with Amazon to create a massive reality show called Beast Games, with promises of being the biggest game show ever, with over 1,000 contestants competing for a $5 million prize. It involved a massive production crew, a huge set, and a ton of contestants. It was set to be a massive event, drawing in viewers from all over the world. But that's not what happened. It was a complete disaster behind the scenes, leading to 5 contestants accusing MrBeast and Amazon of some serious allegations. One of the most shocking things that they've claimed is that several contestants ended up collapsing, and even had to be hospitalized due to the extreme conditions on set. People were literally passing out everywhere. This is straight from one of the contestants themselves.
I was a contestant until the end. I also didn't accept their hush money. It was really bad. People were having seizures because they were not getting medication, even though we were promised we would. To make things worse, men started realizing that they could take out the women without being eliminated. Guys started tackling and hitting women. 2 girls were tackled and passed out on the field and were dragged off to continue filming. I saw people with broken bones, stitches, etc. And most were women.
Contestants went through severe dehydration and heat exhaustion, and some needed immediate medical attention. But instead of stopping the show to take care of people, the production crew just kept filming. They didn't really change anything to make sure the rest of the contestants were safe. It's a wonder why some of the contestants ended up in the hospital. It wasn't safe. The production allegedly denied food to diabetics, denied water to contestants, and at least 2 individuals had seizures as a result.
We were given maybe 400 calories a meal and only fed every 12 hours. Food would run out and people would fight over, steal, and hoard food. Water was scarce and kept running out as well. I had to sit with a bloody pad for 2 days before I could get undergarments and my reusable pads because I'm allergic to regular pads. We were also sleep deprived, only allowed 3 to 4 hours. We all slept on the floor in the stadium in a $10 sleeping bag.
But it just gets worse. The environment for the female contestant was a nightmare. The lawsuit talks about women being subjected to inappropriate comments and harassment, not just from other contestants, but from the production crew as well. This was all detailed in the lawsuit filed against MrBeast and Amazon.
Quote, class action complaint for failure to pay minimum wages, liquidated damages for failure to pay minimum wages, failure to pay overtime, sexual harassment, failure to prevent sexual harassment, negligent infliction of emotional distress, failure to prevent uninterrupted meal breaks, failure to provide uninterrupted rest breaks, failure to pay wages promptly upon termination, failure to provide accurate and itemized wage statements, failure to indemnify for employee expenses and losses in discharging duties, unfair business practices, false advertising, declaratory relief, end quote. Here's the whole obligatory "I'm not a lawyer" disclaimer, because massive YouTube lawyers apparently like to take people out of context and make things up for the sake of twisting arguments. But even with that in mind, this complaint seems pretty obviously geared towards the classification of contestants as now employees under California state law, which would then result in a lot of responsibilities and compensation requirements. Something I'll address at the end of the video. That claim actually takes on a whole new light in the full context of how the company routinely operates, but I'll get to that later on. I can't speak to the future of that claim, but a lot of what they have in here goes hand in hand with a multitude of other revelations about the general mismanagement of Beast Holdings. They even cite in the lawsuit directly the production manual that was leaked a few weeks ago, where they say things like "no doesn't mean no," and they talk about how if talent wants to draw a dick on the whiteboard in the video or do something stupid, let them, going on to say, really, do everything you can to empower the boys when filming and help them make content. Help them be idiots, end quote. This isn't the first time we've heard about sexual harassment at this company. It's not the first time we've heard about issues with their competitions. It's just a formalized version of those problems in one isolated production, admittedly a very large production, with an emphasis on contestants qualifying as employees
This is a pretty shady move coming from Mr. Philanthropy. And on top of that, the lawsuit says that they tricked contestants into signing contracts that weren't in their favor. They were supposed to protect both sides, but it only protected the production team, so they tried to cover it up.
They offered anyone who lost $1,000 to sign away their rights to join any kind of class action lawsuit of any kind. I didn't sign, so I didn't get the money. After this article came out and things started blowing up, they called everyone back and decided to offer an additional $1,000 per person to make up for any of the inconveniences. They knew it was bad because they also offered to provide therapy through their insurance. And it wasn't Amazon Prime that called me, it was MrBeast's crew.
It's clear that MrBeast is only trying to protect himself. His own employees even think so. Just ask Trey Yates.
Jimmy is, quite frankly, a sociopath. The culture of the MrBeast company, that's the way it is. You don't complain about your work.
Right.
You just do your job. Don't report it to Jimmy because Jimmy doesn't care.
And this wasn't even the worst part. Employees were offering Adderall to contestants to help keep them awake.
So that way they could stop complaining and stop sleeping. And it was investigated internally within the company, but how far does that go?
Despite all of this, MrBeast continues to remain silent and hasn't addressed any of the accusations, although Jimmy told Mogul that he would speak when the time was right.
Now, I did talk to MrBeast and I said two things. One, when are you going to reply? And he echoed what was said in the dog pack video, which is when everything comes out, he's going to make one reply as opposed to a reply after every single video.
But this was a month ago, and we have yet to hear a single thing. This lawsuit should be a wake-up call for MrBeast. It's a reminder that we need to hold those in power accountable for their actions. But what do you think? Do you think this lawsuit is fair? Can MrBeast come back from this? Or is his career over? Let me know down in the comments below. And thanks for watching.